everyone, and welcome to Sailing SV Freedom Live. I'm Joe, and this is my amazing wife, Kristen, and earlier this year, we made a pretty bold decision. We got ourselves a 40-foot sailboat with zero sailing experience. Now, before we jump into today's episode, I want to recognize a few people and their channels that we met over at the Annapolis Boat Show. Number one, I'm going to start with Janae and Jason leading the escapade. We met them at the Beneteau VIP party. Super chill, approachable, great people, great channel. Follow them if you're not. We've got Sailing Sunday with Ryan and Brittany. I shared a beer with Ryan while I was interviewing him, and I shared a beer with Jason the night before. So again, chill, relaxing, like down to earth, real people that are celebrities in the YouTube world. So it was awesome meeting you guys. We Sail, Erica and Warren. Great people. I didn't spend that much time with Erica. Unfortunately, she was talking to a whole bunch of people, but I met with Warren, and they're doing great. They have a great YouTube channel, so check them out. And last but not least, we've got James of Sailing Zingaro. James was amazing. We spent a lot of time talking off camera, and I really got to know him. I felt like that was more of like a one-on-one. It was emotional.
I think you spent the most time with him.
Yeah, he's
sure.
prior Navy, and I don't know. It was just fantastic.
Can I mention my fan
Oh,
moment?
okay, yeah.
So Joe and I watch. I mean, Bravo is like we love Bravo. So anyway, on the first day we were there, Captain Glenn from Below Deck. A lot of people will say, "Oh, do you see other captains?" But it was just sailing, like sailboat. So we saw he literally walked by, and Joe was like, "Captain Glenn." He was so nice,
Yeah.
and we saw him a couple times,
Yeah.
and we had to be like cool after each time we saw him.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It was like we didn't want to think we were stalking him, you know?
yeah,
Are you able to see that over there?
kind of felt like we were stalking him.
All right, so here we go, guys. If you could do us a favor and drop your name and your location in the chat, that'd be great. We want to try to make this a little bit more kind of like back and forth. So yes. Our topic of conversation is learning how to sail in one day. Why this topic? Well, we jumped in full deep end, the whole nine, right? We went out, we bought a 40-foot sailboat, never sailing before. Is it possible to learn how to sail in one day in a 40-foot sailboat? I don't think so. Is it possible to learn in a smaller sailboat? Yeah, but we just were at that stage where we took a lot of time to think about it, watch YouTube channels, and then we were just like, okay, you know what? We bought the sailboat. We took a long time looking at boats. We bought it, and it was like all in. So so we jumped all in. Our first timer nerves and excitement. I don't think there were any nerves. It was just more excitement, you know?
I think it's because we know what we're doing on the water as a basics.
As power boaters.
Yeah, not really basics. I think we're pretty experienced with power boating, so that definitely helps us for sure.
Yeah. I mean, the majority of our learning we got done in one day. So if we can learn in one day, trust me, you can do it too. All right. So if you have a question, you're thinking about doing it, you're not sure, you're on the fence, go for it. Mm-hmm. All right. So one of the most important things in this one day sail or learning in one day is to get to know your boat, because every boat is set up differently. Every boat is going to sail differently. And I learned that this week. There's all different parts of the boat, and you have to know these. You've got to know these parts of your boat. First and foremost is the helm. You know, you've got to know your navigation, what you have at the helm, your controls for your engine, because an engine is an integral part of the sailboat. Your mainsail, that's that big, huge mainsail that you have, the mainsail. Our head sail, the head sail could be a jib, genoa, spinnaker, or anything up front. We have a genoa, a 140 genoa. So it's huge. It actually comes past the mainsail, and I think it's 140 because it's 40% larger than the mainsail. I'm not sure. If you know positively, put that down over there. Your winches and your lines. We've got self-tailing winches, which really, really help. But the exception of our mainsail halyard winch. And I'm going to get to that in a second.
What does that mean, what you just said, self-winching?
So it's basically, I've got two ways on my winch where I can pull it in, right? And then I can attach my handle to it, and I could do a quick in, or I could reverse it the other way, and it's gonna like do smaller, quicker, or smaller, slower kind of inch by inch type raising.
Okay.
And again, I only did it once. So it's gonna be interesting. But that's the basic layout, right? The basic parts of the boat that we have to know. Now there are lines called sheets. You have your mainsail, halyard. You're gonna learn all of this stuff as you go. And if you have a smaller boat, less complicated, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Our boat's pretty complicated. So the basics in learning first, right? What we learned first is our point of sail, right? So our point of sail in just plain English, we have our close hauled, we have our close reach, we have a beam reach, and then we have a broad reach and running. There's a lot of terms in sailing. Okay, so basically, my favorite term is called the irons. I didn't mention it, but your first like 40 degrees, it's like this. If you guys are the boat coming to me, here's your wind. You point your sailboat directly into the wind, and here are the irons. So what that's going to do is going to put no wind or pressure against your sails. That's your opportunity to raise your sails and also lower your sails later on. That's called the irons. You're not going to catch wind and you're not going to sail there. That's the safest part. So you're motoring slow,
Right.
or on Kristen's at the helm, or you have autopilot and that's going. Your sails are up. Now you move just a little bit beyond that. Now you're close hauled. Then as you go further wide, like if I'm just right to 180 to the sides of me, that's called a broad reach. And then running is from behind. But you're going to learn all that stuff as you go.
But now, what do you think? I mean, you've been watching YouTube for quite some time, even before we got the sailboat.
Yeah.
But do you think that was great, or actually our friend Scotty, who like deserves the biggest shout out?
There is nothing like getting your feet wet. I went out. We had our first real sail this week with my friend Scott. Shout out to Scott and Karen. They're boat neighbors. We met them this year. They've got a Jeanneau Oceanus 40.1, just about brand new, amazing, gorgeous boat.
Beautiful.
And he took me out sailing this week when we had some wind finally. We went out 3 times prior with no wind.
Yeah.
We had some wind. We had some 15, 16, 17 knot wind. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. But you can watch all the YouTube you want. You can do all the reading and everything you want. That's going to prepare you a little bit, give you a little background. But there's nothing like doing it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like doing it. Safety basics. All right. You have to have your PFDs. I had mine on. Scott had his on because of the wind, and I had to go up to the bow a few times. So if we're going forward, you let them know I'm going forward. You have one point of contact on something on the sailboat as you go forward, just to keep that safety there. Prior to, you do a weather check, which we did, and we knew there was going to be nice winds, so we went out with that. And your communication. I mean, obviously you have your VHF, you have channel 16 that you're monitoring, but your communication between everybody on the sailboat is key. And when you're up at the bow, and I'll tell you, like, I could not hear a lot of things Scott was saying. Okay, so not that long ago, I had ear surgery here, so I can't hear anything out of my right ear, let alone the wind and the waves. I mean, you're going to see it in an upcoming episode, which you stay to the end of this, and I'm going to let you know when it's going to air and a little bit about it. But I couldn't hear him. So I had to like turn and like kind of do this and like face him, and I asked him to face me to talk. Communication is absolutely a huge integral part of it. And with that said, kind of like a funny or a humbling moment on my first day sailing was raising the mainsail. I'm close, like my mainsail is just before the helm in my Dodger. And I gotta tell you, man, I feel like I'm a healthy adult, healthy 51-year-old. Getting the mainsail up to 3/4 of the way was easy breezy lemon squeezy. It was awesome. After that, I couldn't do it for the life of me.
Yeah.
I mean, and you'll see in the video, I kind of grabbed the line of the halyard and I turned it and I'm going all the way down. You'll see my feet. Man, I got done with that. I got back. Of course, I put it onto the winch and I got it up, and I got back to the cockpit. I said, Scotty, holy shit, I'm exhausted. I need a break. And that was the first time. So that was kind of humbling because, you know, you're going to work. You know, you're definitely going to work. There's a lot of enjoyment to it. And when that sail's up and it catches the wind, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I bet that's nothing like it. You know what I mean?
yeah. So let's get into our first time under sail. Kristen and I went out 3 times prior to, right? Twice on our sailboat, and then I went out with Scotty on his sailboat. Never were able to catch any wind. We raised the mainsail on all of them, not the Genoa, and we went like 2 knots. So that was just getting to know the lines and getting to know the boat a little bit and communication. So that was cool. But let me tell you, the other day, the heel, I was up at the bow. I mean, I was feeling it with Scotty in the back. And I'm
What's
like,
the heel, in case people don't know?
all right, so the heel is your point of, like, you're sailing, you're flat. The heel is when that.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that, guys. Our Wi-Fi went out for a second. So let me pick up with that heel. We got one of our rails in the water. And basically what that is when you heel enough over where the top side, and there's like a tow rail that goes all the way around, that kind of dips into the water. So we had some water coming over.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And when I went up to the bow, right? I went up to the bow. I was on like the high side, which is the side not touching the water. But then I went down to the low side and I was filming. And Scotty yelled out to me, "Joe, get up to the high side." So I'm like, I got to catch this. I got to get this on film. But it was so exhilarating. It was so freaking awesome because you see this in these videos. That was the first time I ever experienced it. And the emotions, the adrenaline, it's undescribable, but it was phenomenal. Like, I want more. I want to go out today and do more. You know, it's like getting a tattoo, right? I got a tattoo and it was like, oh God, that sucked. That hurt so bad, but I want another one, you know? So that was cool. But of course with that, you have to control the boat a lot.
Yeah.
Scotty was fantastic. He brought me to the cockpit a lot. We had to trim the sail a good amount of times. We had to balance the boat, and we were working with our hauls, like, you know, the heel and our reaches. You know, so a couple times we really stayed to that close to the beam reach. So between those angles, and it worked really well. And then we tacked, which is you're going one way, and then you switch it, and your main drops to the other way, and then you go the other way. And that was a huge eye opener too, because you've got winches on both sides of the cockpit. One that you've kind of got to let go loose. The other one you got to bring in because now your Genoa's going up, and then your Traveler behind you, which ours is, we've got to loosen that up, and that boom's coming all the way across. And if that hits you in the head, you could die.
Oh my God.
You could actually die. You know, so you've got to be very, very, very careful with that. But the control was great. The balance of the boat was great. You're going to see in the video sometimes the sails luffed a little bit, and that means like it's kind of like losing the wind. But it was like Scotty was trying to teach me while catching the wind, while keeping everything safe, with me at the bow. So it's not a perfect sail, but it was a phenomenal sail, and it was perfect to me.
But I think what I noticed from the video, because I was at work, I couldn't go, and I think what I've noticed, especially like from what Scotty says, is that it's a real solid boat. It's not a plasticky cheap piece of crap that's going to fall over or whatever. I mean, he made me feel so much better that he said, even at the boat show when we were walking around with Scotty and Karen and we were looking at different boats or whatever, he said more than once, like, you guys can go out.
Yeah.
Not that we're doing that, you know, anything crazy, but that has to make you feel better.
And he said it a lot on the boat yesterday. He loved it. He loved the sail of the boat. Now his boat's going to be a little bit faster. It's lighter. Ours is 28,000 pounds. She's a beast. Yeah. And he said that a few times, you know, like you can cross the oceans with this boat, you know, and that's comforting to me because I'm up at the bow. I'm going back and forth. So it was just fantastic. He was great. So have a good friend that can teach you. That's a good note right there.
Sure.
So let's see who's out there and who felt that first heel before. I know there's a bunch of sailors out there. Please comment before. What was it? Comment down below. What was it like for you to feel that heel for the first time? Was it similar to mine, or am I just kind of overplaying this? Or just let us know what you think over there.
Maybe other people think it's like terrifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're thinking it's exhilarating, it might be different for other people.
Yeah.
When you watch it on TV.
Absolutely.
Even though Scotty said that that's kind of embellished a little bit when you watch stuff on TV about sailing, how everything's falling out of the cabinets and it's nuts or whatever.
I will say I did not prepare the cabin well enough. No drawers open, nothing happened, but it was, we're still in preparation mode. We're still in learning mode. So I didn't properly put stuff away. So we heard it a little bit, but
Sailing for Purpose, they just said that, Searching for Purpose, that my wife went into panic mode and was ready to sell her boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Kristen went out with us the other day, she would
Yeah,
shit her pants.
I might have been
You know,
with your wife on
I
that.
loved it, but so what went wrong and how we fixed it? The things that went wrong weren't just yesterday or the day before when we sailed. It was the three others. Like the first day we went out to sail, which we have a video of, I went to raise the mainsail and it got stuck halfway through. It got stuck and I couldn't get it up any further because we had something twisted. So we had to go back to the mooring and readjust that, right?
But we fixed it.
We fixed it. The first 3 days we went out, what went wrong? We didn't check the forecast close enough or the weather, and it was no wind. But we kind of did that on purpose so we could just get motoring or motor sailing and to get to know the boat and just to kind of understand her a little bit and what it would feel like what we had yesterday. So just those little things. I mean, I really would like to see if I can do something with the main halyard winch. Scotty and I were talking about an e-wincher, which is an electric winch for it. I couldn't really get it up that far. I mean, it's a very, very heavy boat, very heavy sail. An electric winch up there would be phenomenal. He's got all electric winches over there. But that's something to talk about. Yeah. We've got to talk about that because that's a big expense. But yeah, so that's really it. So, I mean, we made mistakes. They're normal. But the learning's fast. You pick it up. The real life experience is nothing like that,
And that happens it happens with anything. I remember when we got our first, no, it wasn't our first boat, but one of our first boats. And we had Joseph and Aiden in the cockpit, and they were little. And we went out, and the weather was not ideal. And they were having a blast because it was like, it was bad.
Choppy. It was probably 6 foot seas in a 27-foot power boat.
Yeah, we were like, "Woo, let's go back home." And then as we were heading out, I mean, it was not.
It was
good.
bad.
And we turned around and we did the right, safe thing, but you learn sometimes on the fly.
Yeah, it was scary, But that's how we learn. So, what did we master in one day? What did I master in one day?
Yeah.
I don't want to say I've mastered anything sailing in one day, but steering your course heading is super, super, super important, and that's what Scotty kind of drove home with me. Tacking, we didn't jibe, we tacked, and basic sail trim. That's kind of what we're going for, and it was great. Our sail trim could be more perfect, absolutely, but Again, Scotty was worried about safety.
Yeah.
Keeping the boat safe, not heeling over too much, me not falling off. But I think the biggest takeaway for me was the confidence at the helm. When he just said, "Hey, you sail," and he stepped out of the cockpit. We had the sails right, and we had to do little adjustments. But learning that and doing that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it was a day, and it was just fantastic. So I'd love to hear from you guys. We can open it up if you have any questions about this first sail. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Boat Show and the people that we met that we had mentioned earlier, please feel free to drop them in the comments down below.
It was the boat show was super cool. I mean, I know we did it live last weekend.
At
the actual boat show, so people got to see it. But being in one spot where you can just compare boats and go on different boats, and I didn't really expect the whole thing with the YouTube community at all. Like, I just thought it was going to be...
They were fantastic, man.
Yeah, it was...
That
it
really
was
made the
cool.
show.
It really did.
I mean, I also met the director who puts the entire show together, Ryan. I met with him, I interviewed him, he gave us a VIP area to interview people and for us to kind of chill out. Great young guy, energetic, enthusiastic. I'm talking to him about the spring show. Maybe if we can get featured, I don't know. We've got to grow our following.
They have a show there?
They have a springtime show, which I'm super excited for in April. So we've got a lot of great projects over the winter for the boat. But there's a lot. Like we're all in, man. Like I am all in with this. Kristen still has a few years teaching. I get out of the military in just a few weeks. And I'm down, man. I am so down with this. I love it. And the other day sailing solidified that for me. Like it was just like,
that's a good thing.
Now we're gonna haul out soon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got that taste, What's next for SV Freedom? Upcoming sales. We really hope we're going down to Florida. Our son plays college lacrosse. He's got a tournament this weekend. And we're going to film some of that. We'll film our travels. That'll be part of our video because that's part of our journey. So we're going down to visit him. We miss him a ton. It's been a few months since we've seen him. He's our baby. He's going to turn 21 in a few weeks. So we can't wait to see him. Joseph, our older, is coming with us. So it's going to be a fantastic weekend.
So excited.
But after that, we might have maybe 2 to 3 more chances to sail depending on the weather. And it's cold out there. It got cold out there.
Oh yeah, you
so-
guys were bundled up for sure.
Yeah. Upcoming episodes. I am going to put this episode out today at 11 o'clock. This morning at 11 o'clock. It was going to be... Oh, Justice is coming over. Hey, Baba. So Justice, we have German Shepherds, and Justice is over here. He's our 4.5-year-old big baby that weighs 100 pounds and thinks he's a Chihuahua. Let's see if we can get you on him. Justy Buns. There you go. You're on TV.
I love you too.
He'll be out on the boat with us. But yeah, so this episode is going to come out at 11 o'clock today. It's quick. It's like a 6, and there's Liberty, our German Shepherd. Can't have one without the other.
Oh no.
So yeah, that's going to come on at 11 o'clock. And then our next one's going to come out on Wednesday evening, which is me rebuilding our cockpit cluster. I rebuilt the cluster and the gauges. So that's going to be a good one too. Our long-term sailing goals is we've decided not to take her down to Florida this summer because we want to get a lot accomplished with her. These guys are going to knock this over. We've decided to get a lot done with her. Come out. Come here, baby. There you
Good
go.
puppies.
We're going to haul out. We've got, we're going to film that too. We're going to be with Harborside Marine in Port Jefferson. The guys are working with us over there. We've got some great things. We're going to paint the entire hull. We're going to redo the entire deck. We're going to probably build a solar arch off the back. Our interior, we've got to make a full enclosure. I mean, there's a lot. So we're going to keep it here. There's a long list of wants and needs. So, yeah. So we would love for you guys to come along and learn from our mistakes, our storms and sunsets and all, So please keep doing what you're doing over here. If you enjoyed this live, hit like, subscribe, and share. We invite you guys to follow us here, of course, on YouTube, Instagram. Our Instagram and Facebook are brand new. Instagram is at SV Freedom Official, and our Facebook is at Sailing SV Freedom. Okay, so if you want to follow those, I'd greatly appreciate it. And, from our family to yours, fair winds, following seas, and we'll see you during our next episode. SV Freedom, signing off.
Bye.
Appreciate you guys. Bye. And we turn this off.